Hey guys, Thetcglover here. Coming with you another video today. I hope you guys enjoyed my last couple of videos. Obviously, I always seem to be talking about dragon rulers a lot. I have noticed that. However, I still have a few more things to talk about them. Obviously, in the next month, the ban list for the September ban list will kind of emerge somehow on like a Shonen Jump magazine, and it will get leaked, and then someone will photocopy, put it online, and then we'll find out roughly about a month from now. In preparation for that, obviously the ban list season, which will kind of like swarm forums with all these people speculating what's going to happen on the ban list. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks, and it's going to make the game a little bit weird and a little bit strange for people who've never gone through that before. I've gone through it about 3 or 4 times since I've started playing this game, and people get very irrational and don't really think through their thought processing really enough. It's like, oh yeah, I hate this deck, so you have to ban it. It's like, don't hit Infernities, they just got a good card. They got Laval Chains, so don't hit Infernities, it's just an extra card for their playing, you know? Doesn't make them broken or something, so don't hit them out of butthurt. Okay, anyway, today I want to talk about Dragon Rulers. I want to make another one of these videos for Prophecy, and I was going to make one for Evil Swarm, but I realized that Evil Swarm are not going to get hit simply because they're only as good as the format. Obviously, Ophion is dependent on Dragon Rulers existing, and then Prophecy, because they can play through Fate and stuff like that, so they have a really good matchup this format. That being said, Dragon Rulers are going to get hit. It's obvious the way that they've designed the pack. You know, they made all the elemental dragons rare, so that means that everyone can play them. But while, you know, because if they made them all secret rare, then obviously the deck would become obsolete in a few months, and everyone would be really pissed that they have all these secret rare cards that they can't really use in a meta competitive sense. Before we can analyze exactly what cards would most likely get hit in the deck, we have to think about the kind of like thought process behind why other decks have been hit in the past. You don't hit power cards, okay? The deck doesn't need to hit. There has never really been a big hit on power cards, okay? Konami did hit Judgment Dragon when they hit Light Swan, but only because they kept hitting the deck and it didn't do anything, so they had to keep hitting other cards until eventually people said, okay fine, we'll stop playing the deck. You know, Lumina got put down to 1, Judgment Dragon got put down a bit. Eventually they kept reprinting the cards and stuff like that, so people kept playing it, but eventually it, you know, got power creeped out. However, in a general sense, you're not going to hit power, okay? So with that in mind, you're going to hit the consistency. Dragasac and Big Eye are not going to get hit, okay, because they're rank 7 generic monsters that are only summonable by level 7. How are you going to do that? You have to have an engine like dragons which can summon these big monsters. So you're not going to ban Dragasac. I don't understand why people think that. Oh, they made it a secret so they can make money off the set. But to actually hit the card a few months after it's come out, it doesn't make any sense. So don't even think that it's going to get hit, because it's completely fine. It's a balanced card. You know, if they make rank 7s as hard as they should do, because generally you'll go up in ranks, like making rank 5s is difficult as opposed to making rank 4s and 3s, and then making rank 6s is hard, but then making rank 7s and rank 8s requires you to use two big monsters to make this. And obviously they've designed dragons in a way so that you can keep spamming these monsters, and it's really annoying. Forget about Dragasac, not good. Next up is the big dragons. The big dragons are great in the sense that they help their own respective elements. You can banish 2 fire type to summon Blaster, you can banish 2 dragons of any type to summon Blaster, you know, so hitting Blaster is kind of pointless. I guess it would work because it's the only card that can really stop you from siding against the deck, but the deck is difficult to side against anyway, and it's not really a consistency hit, it's more just it would be just a hit on exactly just hitting the big monsters for no real reason. So I would rule them out just basically because they're not really a big problem. You use them to make the big problems, and the big problems are still not big problems. So you want to go back even further, and you have to look at the spell cards that they use and the baby dragons. The baby dragons are undoubtedly the cards which are enabling elemental dragons to be a deck. Okay, if you take away the baby dragons, then suddenly the deck is non-existent, you can't play it at all. And also, because the deck doesn't have enough targets and you can't really banish 2 of the other dragons in your hand to summon 1 dragon and then search, it's just really inconsistent. So to completely destroy a deck like that, it's debatable whether or not they're going to do that. Hitting baby dragons is possible, okay? They could easily limit every baby dragon and suddenly the deck gets hit quite a lot. but maybe not enough, and I don't think they can risk hitting the deck in that way only a little bit so that the deck is still playable. They'll have to play test in Konami headquarters and find out whether or not playing every Baby Dragon at 1 is still effective. Going back even further, we look at the spell cards and we realize that they play Sacred Sword of the 7 stars, which allows you to banish level 7 and draw 2, and then they get the effect to add a card, so it's really good for digging for your deck, going faster for your deck. Gold Sarko and Super Rejuvenation, which is incredibly broken. I feel out of all the cards that they could possibly hit, I think Super Rejuvenation is like one of the, it's like Eradicated Epidemic Virus. It's got that kind of generic, annoying sort of like it's asking to get banned. Eradicator, as I said in my other video, it's only going to be bannable once they make enough giant dark monsters that EV can be splashed into everything, and then that becomes a problem. It's like why Tour Guide got hit, because every deck was running some random crap, and then they put Tour Guide and suddenly the Tour Guide had its own engine, and that's not really how you promote cards. It should not be like that. So Super Rejuvenation should definitely get hit. Once that card gets hit, then suddenly they run out of steam a lot quicker, and they're going to have to rely on stuff like just keeping hand advantage, and they'll have to play a lot slower, because they can just go ham. They can go card destruction, summon tons of things, and then they Super Rejuvenation, draw like 6 or 4 to 6 cards, and then that's it. They don't need to worry about their hand advantage. You know, it's like Prophecy. They just go stupid combos and they nag themselves incredibly, but since they've activated 5 spell cards, they can just keep adding to their hand loads of cards. So it's very, it lacks any thought process with stuff like Super Rejuvenation. As long as you activate it, you just know that at the end of your turn you're going to go back up to 6 cards again, and you can just keep going, you know, keep firing barrels, you know. That is not cool. That is not how decks should be played. It should not be like, oh, I can misplay and misplay and misplay like everyone does with dragons. I've seen it on Dueling Network, I've seen it on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, people just misplaying with the deck and then just Super Rejuvenation, get back up again, and then they can just keep misplaying until they win. And that's not how it should be. So I feel like out of all the cards that could be hit in the deck, hitting Super Rejuvenation will hit the deck the worst, and then hitting the Baby Dragons will probably put the final nail in the coffin, where the big dragons can still be used in other decks. Obviously I play Redox Gadgets, so I need Redox. So for them to hit Redox, I could never imagine that happening. And to hit the big Dracosac and the Big Eye and the Master Blades, I don't think they're going to get hit either. So if you feel like there should be a different card in the set, or in the deck I'm in, that will probably get hit over the cards that I've said that will probably get hit, then definitely do comment down below and plead your case and say why you feel like these cards are going to get hit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and my next video could be something random, but it could be the same video but talking about Prophecy or something else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have subscribed recently, even great. Thanks very much. I'm almost at 850 subs, I think, ish. So thanks very much everyone who's subscribed. And yeah, until next time guys, Thetcglover is out.